Good evening and welcome to News 9. I'm Nolan Pinto. Now, there were quite a few heated discussions today in the Assembly session, but the one that grabbed all the eyeballs was when all the legislators teamed up against Ashok Keni. It is learned that Ashok Keni stated that he had mortgaged the government land and then taken a loan against it from an individual in Electronic City. The individual's name is Sharat Chandra. Now, no sooner did Ashok Keni try his luck to gain sympathy, legislator Sara Ramesh accused Keni of land grabbing and looting. Even MLA Vishwanath accused Keni of the same. After that, it was the turn of the Revenue Minister Srinivas Prasad, who told Keni that a corrupt person shouldn't be indulging in a discussion like this. Now, after all the legislators vented out their frustration on Keni, Speaker Kaguru Timmappa suggested that the government should stop land registration in the Green Belt.
So, it's important that our rural development should have a concrete plan that we put all the infrastructure in the base before putting the concrete. So that may be a permanent solution.
In fact, there were quite a few heated discussions today in the Assembly session, but the one that grabbed all the eyeballs was when legislators teamed up against Ashok Keni. It is learned that Ashok Keni stated that he had mortgaged the government land and then taken a loan against it from one Sharat Chandra in Electronic City. No sooner did Ashok Keni try his luck to gain sympathy, legislator Sara Ramesh accused Keni of land grabbing and looting. Even MLA Vishwanath accused Keni of the same. After that, it was the turn of the Revenue Minister Srinivas Prasad, who told Keni that a corrupt person shouldn't be indulging in a discussion like this. Now, after all the legislators vented out their frustration on Keni, Speaker Kaguru Timmappa suggested that the government should stop land registration in the Green Belt. Well, this is what happened in the legislature today. Now, it's very interesting to see what really will happen, considering the fact that Ashok Keni has actually come out and in the open and stated what he has done. Now, for more on this, I'm joined in by my colleague Harish. Harish, Ashok Keni has stated that, one, he mortgaged the government land and then took a loan against it from an individual in Electronic City. Can serious action be taken against him?
Well, he has stated that he's taken loan from one A.M. Sharat Chandra, and this was raised in the Assembly, and that's when other people like Sara Mahesh objected to this, saying that you got land at 10 rupees and you have in fact looted by mortgaging it and making money, and he doesn't have any moral authority to speak in the Assembly. And that's when S.R. Vishwanath, who has had an ongoing verbal argument with Ashok Keni for the past few days, also chipped in and supported Sara Mahesh's statement. And that's when Revenue Minister Srinivas Prasad to intervene, and he spoke about how large tracts of government land was in fact taken over, and that's when the Speaker asked Srinivas Prasad to try and intervene and make sure that land in, especially in Green Belt, are not registered, Nolan.
Well, it's a little bit strange because the Speaker just says, let no land in the Green Belt be registered. But what action will be taken against him? Because he's come out and stated that that is government land that we're talking about, Harish.
Well, they will have to go through the documents and find out, in fact, if any law, any MOU that the nice people signed with the state government have been intervened, and what kind of action can be moved against them.
Right, Harish, thank you very much for all those details. Well, in fact, after all the legislators vented out their frustration on Ashok Keni, Speaker Kaguru Timmappa suggested that the government should stop land registration in the Green Belt. Now, while the Assembly session was not all that smooth, even the scenes witnessed in the BBMP Council meet were far from peaceful. It was a scene of ruckus as the corporators met to discuss on the bifurcation of the BBMP.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಇರಿ, ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಾತಾಡಲಿ, ಡಿಬೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಮಹಾಪೌರೆ ಬೃಹತ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಹಾನಗರ ಪಾಲಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ 112 ಜನನ ಕಳ್ಸಿರೋದು. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಹಾಜನ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕಳ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಕಳ್ಸಿರೋದು. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡಲಿ.
Now, both the Congress and the BJP corporators engaged in a verbal duel over the bifurcation. Now, the BJP corporators stated that bifurcating BBMP would mean dividing the soul of Bengaluru founder Kempe Gowda. Meanwhile, the JDS leaders too expressed their disagreement over the bifurcation of the BBMP.
ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಸಹಮತ ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಒಪ್ಪಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ನಾನು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡವ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಒಪ್ಪಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಇವರು ಬೇರೆ ದಾರಿಗೆ ತರಬೇಕು? ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಮಹಾಪೌರ್ರೆ
ಆಯ್ತು, ಇವಾಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ನೀವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ.
ನನಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಿ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಿ. ನಾವಲ್ಲ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಗೆ.
ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
In fact, a former BBMP commissioner had stated that BBMP should be divided for administrative convenience. He had stated that one commissioner at the central office will make him a remote man. The division will bring hands-on administration. It's easy to ensure able administration in smaller units, and the commissioner can then keep track of what is happening. In fact, the BBMP commissioner then was M.K. Shankarlinge Gowda. He stated that when he was the BBMP commissioner, he had placed a proposal before the then Chief Minister Jagdish Shettar to bifurcate the BBMP. According to him, he said, let the south and west part of the BBMP become Palike 1. East and north part can be Palike 2, and the existing infrastructure, that is, including the head office, should be given to Palike 1, while for Palike 2, the main office can be set up in Hebbal or KR Puram. Basically, this is what they have been talking about. But that's created a lot of trouble over here. In fact, an urban expert has stated that smaller units are always better for efficient administration. He also stressed that development should be across the city. If the BBMP is divided, residents in all corporations should feel the experience of living in Bangalore. That's what they say. They say that London is divided into 32 boroughs. Boroughs designates a self-governing township, and each borough feels like London. So that's what they're trying to say. Divide it, make it easier. This is what urban experts state. But doesn't look like the corporators from all the political parties want that.
ಬೃಹತ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಹಾನಗರ ಪಾಲಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ 112 ಜನನ ಕಳ್ಸಿರೋದು. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಹಾಜನ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕಳ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಕಳ್ಸಿರೋದು. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡಲಿ.
ನಾವು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಇದೊಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಸಭೆ. ಈ ವಿಚಾರ ಬರೀ ಕೇವಲ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಭಜನೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಆರ್ಥಿಕ
ನಟರಾಜು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೇಳಿ ಮಂಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಪಡಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದ?
ನಿರಾಕರಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಸಹಮತ ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಒಪ್ಪಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ನಾನು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡವ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಒಪ್ಪಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಇವರು ಬೇರೆ ದಾರಿಗೆ ತರಬೇಕು? ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಮಹಾಪೌರ್ರೆ
ಆಯ್ತು, ಇವಾಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ನೀವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ.
ನನಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಿ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಿ. ನಾವಲ್ಲ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ನಾವಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಗೆ.